The summer that changed everything. The summer in the city was the hottest anyone could remember. The roads looked like they were melting, the air was dry, and even the nights felt like burning afternoons. People stayed inside their homes with fans and air conditioners running all day, but it still wasn't enough. Among those tired of the heat were 4 friends, Daniel, Emma, Jack, and Sophia. They had grown up together and loved adventures. One evening, while sitting in Daniel's apartment and wiping sweat from their faces, Emma said, "I can't live like this anymore. We need to escape this heat." Jack smiled and replied, "What if we go to the forest in the northern hills? I've heard it's cool and beautiful there." Sophia's eyes sparkled. A few days in nature sounds perfect. The next morning, they packed their bags, filled the car with food and supplies, and started their journey. After several hours of driving, the tall buildings disappeared behind them. Green fields appeared, followed by mountains and thick forests. As they entered the forest, a cool breeze welcomed them. "This feels like another world," Daniel said, opening the car window. Birds sang in the trees, and sunlight danced through the leaves. The air smelled fresh and clean. They found a beautiful spot beside a small river, and decided to camp there. For the first time in many months, they slept peacefully. The next morning, they woke up to the sound of birds instead of traffic and car horns. "This is amazing," Sophia said while dipping her feet in the river. The friends spent the day exploring the forest. They discovered colorful flowers, ancient trees, and a small waterfall hidden between the rocks. Every evening they sat around a campfire, telling stories and laughing together. Their original plan was to stay only 3 days. But when the 3rd day arrived, none of them wanted to leave. "Can we stay 1 more day?" Emma asked. Everyone agreed. 1 extra day became 3 more days. Then a week passed. They met an old man named Mr. Thomas, who lived alone in a wooden cabin deep in the forest. He had spent almost 30 years there. "Why did you choose to live here?" Daniel asked him. The old man smiled. "Because the forest teaches you how to live. In the city, people chase money and forget happiness. Here, every sunrise feels like a gift." The friends thought about his words. During the following days, they helped Mr. Thomas collect firewood and repair his small garden. They learned how to fish in the river and cook simple meals over a fire. They picked berries, listened to the wind, and watched deer walk quietly through the trees. For the first time in their busy lives, they had no deadlines, no traffic, and no stress. One evening, while watching the sunset, Jack said softly, "I don't miss the city at all." Neither did the others. The days turned into weeks. They built a larger campsite, and even made a small wooden shelter near the river. One morning, Daniel checked his phone and noticed there was finally a signal. He had dozens of messages from work. "What happened?" Emma asked. "My boss wants me back in the city," he replied. "And do you want to go?" Sophia asked. Daniel looked around. The river sparkled in the morning sun, birds were singing, and a cool breeze moved through the trees. He smiled. "No," he said. The others laughed because they felt exactly the same. That evening, they sat with Mr. Thomas. "You've changed," the old man said. "How?" Jack asked. "When you arrived, you looked tired and worried. Now you look peaceful." The friends realized he was right. The forest had changed them. They decided to stay for a few more months. They planted vegetables, built another small cabin, and created a simple but happy life. As autumn approached, they finally returned to the city to visit their families. The city looked exactly as they remembered: crowded streets, noisy traffic, and people rushing everywhere. After only 3 days, they missed the forest terribly. Emma said, "I can hardly breathe here." Sophia nodded. I miss the river and the trees. Even Daniel, who had once loved city life, felt uncomfortable among the tall buildings. Finally, they made a decision. They sold many of their unnecessary belongings, left their stressful jobs, and moved back to the forest. Their families thought they were crazy. But the friends didn't care. They built comfortable wooden houses near the river and started a small eco-tourism camp where visitors could experience life in nature. Many people from the city came there to escape the summer heat and busy life. The camp became famous. Years later, one visitor asked Daniel, "Don't you ever miss the city?" Daniel smiled and looked at the forest around him. The river flowed gently, birds flew above the trees, and the cool breeze carried the scent of flowers. "Not at all," he replied. "We came here to escape one hot summer, but we found something much greater: peace, friendship, and a place that truly feels like home." And from that day on, none of them ever wanted to live in the city again.